Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, friends and family, all loyal supporters. I appreciate you guys so much. But today we're going to talk about some things about codependency. Men that get with women that are monogynous. They're women haters. They're serial cheaters. And this stems back. I dealt with this with my cousin and my aunt. My cousin turned into a covert narcissist because of his dominating and controlling mother, which was my aunt. And I always wondered why he was so aggressive toward her. And I asked him one day, I said, why do you treat her like that? And he told me his story. I said, oh, but I'm not going to go into detail because I told him I would never repeat it to no one. But I understood completely where he was coming from when he told me the story. And I said, okay, I understand. But she was a very controlling and domineering mother, and she was like one of them helicopter moms. His father committed suicide when he was 5 years old, and he was in the home. And I don't think my cousin ever got over that. And I think that was that really ate at him. And my cousin passed away at the age of 41 years old. He was 41 years old, and I think that he couldn't deal with what his dad had done. And and then he said, well, I'm better off dead. He said, because I'm not living here. He said, I'm tormented every day living here. And my heart went out to my cousin because I understood. But my relationship with my aunt was totally, because me and her used to go toe to toe all the time, all day, every day. And she would trigger him. But see, I knew how to handle her because, see, I was just as headstrong as she was, and she couldn't handle me. I used to keep her crying. You know how I dealt with her? I used to ignore her. She'd be sitting there talking, and I would act like she wasn't even there. That killed her. That killed her. When you around people that are like that, or controlling and domineering, that's what you do. You ignore them. They don't like it. They don't like to be ignored. They want to be the center of attention. You just ignore them and see how their attitude changes. She couldn't handle it. And when my cousins and them would come down, they knew that we was at odds. And they would come downstairs, and Joey would, me and him have a whole full-fledged conversation, and she would try to interject herself in the conversation. And he would tell her, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to Christine. And she would just sit there and be like, and then my uncle would jump in the conversation and say something to me, and then she would try to interject with him. And he would tell her the same thing. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to her. She hated that. I said, y'all need to learn y'all need to follow my lead. I used to tell them that. When she just try to, push all buttons, just ignore her. And see, my uncle was an alcoholic. He was a womanizing alcoholic. He had the spirit of whoredoms over her. He loved women. He couldn't help it. He had a sex addiction. And I knew that he loved my aunt, but the way she used to treat him set him off, and it sent him into the arms of another woman. And it was my aunt's fault. And I used to tell her that all the time. This is your fault. You can't sit here and talk to him like that and think that he gonna take that. And the woman was her best friend. And y'all should have seen that foolishness at my uncle's funeral. All the ones that were still alive was at the funeral, and I was just sitting there shaking my head. I have to talk about that in another video. But this video is getting too long. But you guys, peace and blessings to all you guys. Bye.